Nintendo recently sent some interesting news out to Switch owners detailing their best-selling eShop games for the month of September 2017. So we're getting a direct look at digital sales for the hybrid console, and we're here to go through that list with you. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. I've got Gabe here, and they give us a full top 15 without specific numbers, but even the order of this list is oh so intriguing.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to go through it backwards here. Try to build a little suspense for the number one game because it was very shocking to us.
Yes.
Number 15, this is another shock. And this is why I felt like it was interesting to make this video, because so many of these I wouldn't even expect to be on the list, especially some of them are being as high as they are.
Right, and September is a cool month because it's kind of in between tentpole Nintendo releases, and it shows here. So number 15 is Snipper Clips, rearing its wonderful head once again. The OG cooperative multiplayer madness from launch. Number 15, gotta feel pretty good about that, especially knowing that the expanded Snipper Clips and the retail Snipper Clips are right around the corner.
Yes, and, you know, as everyone knows, I sing the praises of this game as often as I can. I absolutely love this game. I am glad that it's still selling, and hopefully that, you know, retail release that you just mentioned gives it another little boost. This game absolutely deserves the love, and seeing it on the top 15 is awesome. Maybe gives me hope for a sequel at some point, just knowing that it's doing so well.
Absolutely, and we don't have exact figures, so we're not able to even speculate what a number 15 figure looks like, but kudos to Snipper Clips for even reaching the list. At number 14, we have Picross S, which you were surprised to see on this list.
Yeah, I mean, the game came out a couple weeks ago, right? Like, it's not like a super old game, and this is for the month of September, and that's going to be like a reoccurring theme in some of these games. Like, some of these games release like later in September, and they still somehow cracked the top 15. So either like a ton of people like went and bought this, or maybe like some of the other games that didn't sell as well as we think. We have no real way of knowing, but see Picross on here, it's surprising. Like, I'm not a Picross guy, so I assume nobody else is, but I'm obviously wrong.
Yeah, and it's especially intriguing because it's a very 3DS-esque game, and maybe that's a sign of, hey, some people would like some more handheld styled software on the Switch. Now, number 13 to me is really odd. I am shocked to see this one so low, and especially given what it's directly beneath. But number 13 is Splatoon 2, which has sold very well for Nintendo. It sold incredibly well in Japan and is doing well in North America as well. Recent reports put it around 2 million units, which is pretty darn good. I'm shocked to see it this low in September.
Maybe the reason for that could be the fact that everybody already went and bought it.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, like, they've capped out as far as, like, hey, everybody that was going to, like, buy Splatoon 2 probably already got it. And now it's just people that are maybe new to the franchise or got it through bundles, because that was the other thing, that there was that Splatoon bundle. I'm surprised by its placement as well. But I feel like the game already sold so well that the number 13 spot isn't so bad.
Right, and this is digital only, so maybe it's a game that
people buy physically,
leans more physical. Yeah, I mean, it's a small download, 3.1 gigs, but who knows where that split is. Number 12, though, is shocking to me. Arcade Archive's Mario Bros. Is above Splatoon 2 for this month. That divisive game that is not Virtual Console, but more expensive than what Virtual Console would be, $8 for this old school arcade Mario Bros.
Yeah, and I'm on record really liking this game. I actually think it's pretty good. There is fun to be had there. I've yet to be able to play co-op with anybody, but the game offers that. It has online leaderboards. Like, it does have additions. Plus, you can like change just how the game looks visually. I'm glad to see it on here. Like, to be honest, like, is it a little expensive? Probably. Like, it should probably cost less. But, I mean, I had fun with it. You know, full disclosure, we did pay for this one. We did not get code. I was going to say we got code, but no. Yeah, we paid for it. I liked it. So, I'm not mad at it.
All right. Number 11 is Lego Worlds. That game, being kind of in the Minecraft vein, interesting to see it up there. Number 10, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That's good news for fans of Dragon Ball Fighters, I would assume. I think that Bandai Namco is pretty pleased with the sales, so we're good on that. And then number 9, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, moving back into a mainline Nintendo game, that is going to be an evergreen title, I think, for the foreseeable future.
For sure, especially with holidays coming up, a lot of people getting their console for the first time. I feel like Mario Kart is one of the games that you buy on day one alongside Zelda or Mario. I mean, that's a lot of games to buy on day one, right? But if I'm a day one Switch owner, I definitely want all three of those. Like, and it's very hard to pick. You probably go with like Zelda or Mario Odyssey instead of Kart if you've already played it on the Wii U and things of that sort. But good to see it in the top 10 for sure.
Absolutely. And then Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition, keeping that creative fun at number 8. No surprise, really. Pokken Tournament DX dropping in at 7. Now, that was a retail release, and it was sort of their big release of this month. Didn't have a full month to sell, but I guess good to see it up there. It is ahead of Mario Kart, it is ahead of Splatoon, and it is ahead of Breath of the Wild, which again is probably more of a retail title. This is digital only, and we have no clue where those splits are. But some Pikachu action right in the middle of the list. Now, number 6, Gabe.
Yeah.
NBA 2K18. I think we hoped this would have been a little higher.
For sure. But we also kind of figured that a lot of people that love 2K are going to play it where they've been playing it for years. Also, it didn't have the full month. That's another thing to just, take note
True.
of. And also, there was like a kerfuffle with the whole SD card thing.
Right.
So I can understand the placement, and 6 isn't, so bad for a full price game, right? A lot of these games on here aren't full priced. So yeah, I'm not bothered by the placement at all. Plus,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if 2K and EA come up with numbers for FIFA and NBA, just so we can kind of see A, how they did, and B, which performed better. And see if they have any, thoughts then on the future of, next year's iterations or other titles from those publishers.
I was just going to say, though, a lot of people in comments when we make 2K videos, they're saying they're waiting for the physical. So maybe that is going to be where a lot of people get it, because not everybody wants the download, because it is a bigger download, one of the biggest on Switch. So I feel like that's a game that could do well physical.
Absolutely. Now, number 5, a game near and dear to my heart, Overcooked Special Edition. Happy to see this one climbing near the top. It's digital only, so you're going to start to see some things that are only accessible through the eShop. But I love me some Overcooked. I think this is a near must-have game, especially if you are more of a multiplayer gamer.
Yeah, and, not full priced. Good to see indie be successful and going towards the top of the list. We see a couple more indies that are going to be pretty successful, but Overcooked did have the full month to sell, and top 5, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good.
Absolutely. Number 4 is Steamworld Dig 2, which is a stellar game. It's a standout title. It came out near the end of the month, September 21st. Fantastic. Frankly, surprised it's not the top indie on the list, but good to see the guys over at Image and Form getting up there. To me, it's one of the strongest Switch games, right alongside Zelda, eventually Mario Kart, the works.
Yeah, well, they're happy with the sales. They've made that pretty clear. So the game's doing well. A lot of indies are doing very well on Switch. This week, we had, the makers of Axiom Verge, say, hey, we're happy with the sales. Neurovoider as well. They saw Switch sales eclipse the sales for their other platforms, right away. And that game's been available on other platforms for some time. So indies are thriving.
Absolutely. And thrive they will thrive. Up to number 3, Golf Story. Only a couple of days in the month, and it's at the 3rd spot. This one, $14.99, clearly was it lived up to the hype. There was a ton of anticipation. That release date was announced very late in the game, and then boom, it just burst onto the scene and sort of stole the September show. Yeah,
the positive word of mouth and the fact that it's just genuinely a good game, all of that helps contribute to the fact that number 3, this is very good for a game that only had a week and a half, 2 weeks to actually get on here. The fact that it's a cheaper game as well, that helps. And charming, nice little game that a lot of people really seem to love. So it's a good success story. Maybe that's a sequel to Golf Story, success story.
There you go. And just to be clear, 3 days is what Golf Story had.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It was
3 days. The 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. 3 days, and it's at number 3. That's That's magical.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Sonic Mania. The Blue Hedgehog showing some lasting power and surpassing the 2 original indie titles, Golf Story and Steamworld Dig 2. I am surprised to see this one holding strong. It released back in August 15th, and it's still selling incredibly well.
Another one that, good word of mouth helps, and, the $20 price point helps. And nostalgia certainly plays a factor into this one. I like the game a whole lot. I finished it. I don't know if you played as much of it as you would have liked, just because so many games come out, especially on the Switch. Like there's, week after week, there's just a ton of releases. Happy to see Sonic Mania on here. It's a good win for Sega. I'm curious how Forces is going to end up doing that. That's the next thing that they got to overcome. But seeing Mania number 2 on a list like this, it's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And that brings us to number 1. I wonder how many of you can guess what this top title is. It makes me happy, and that is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle taking the top spot for September. It came out in August, only had the bare minimum of days, but it's really good to see this game that was kind of a gamble shine.
And the game deserves it. Like, the game is genuinely good, and I had an awesome time with it. I beat it like 1.5 times. I've gone back and done a whole bunch of the challenges, and seeing people that, maybe were hesitant at first, play it and embrace it. Like, the silliness of it, and yes, the Rabbids. Like, even, like, Rabbid Peach, like, she is a character that, like, at first stroke, like, it's not something that you might think that you're going to be into, but the game is just charming. It oozes charm, and it's fun. They introduced a new genre to the Mario universe, if that makes sense. We have weapons for the first time. It's a huge win for Nintendo, and more so Ubisoft, I should say. And let's just hope that it leads to more awesome collaboration between the two companies.
Absolutely. I think crossovers and collaborations will be fantastic on Switch if they can keep up the creativity that we saw on display in this effort. A really interesting list from Snipper Clips all the way up to Mario plus Rabbids. Those are your top eShop sellers of September 2017. Let us know which ones surprised you and which ones you are excited and interested in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully Nintendo continues to send these out, because I think it is a very intriguing and also illuminating look at what is doing well. And if you compare it with sort of the NPDs and see where things kind of line up, can get a good sense of which are retail darlings and which ones are more of eShop successes. But a nice eclectic list, and it's good to see some third parties, some indies, some mainline Nintendo titles, and even a Nintendo crossover grace the top 15. So thank you so much for watching. Let us know your take in the comments down below. Until next time, everybody, we love you. And for myself and Gabe, Switch Force out.